بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Alhamdulillah, in the last session we talked about qada and qadar, divine decree and measure, and we said this is not replacing our freedom, our free will. It's not that when something is decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it is forced. It is something that is predestined, and whether we like it or not, we have to do it. No, it's not like that. When it comes to our voluntary actions, we always remain free. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed different paths, different avenues. And each of them leads to a destination. It's up to us to choose which path. But then you cannot avoid the consequences of your choice. So, for example, to make it very simple, if you go to the north, it takes you somewhere. If you go to the south, it takes you somewhere else. You cannot go to the north and expect to reach south or vice versa. In your life, you make millions of choices. Every day, hundreds of choices. Actually, every word that you say, you choose. Yeah? So we make lots of choices. These choices are free, but each choice makes the future different. So by every choice, you either limit your options or you extend and widen your options. A very long chain of cause and effect happens. Part of it is in our hand. Part of it is in hands of others. Part of it is the laws of the creation. That part which is in our hand remains in our hand, and qada and qadar do not replace our choice. But when you do something and then all other factors get together with your contribution, something becomes necessary. That is called qada. For example, if I am taking a lifestyle which is involving good exercise, good diet, I don't, put too much pressure or stress on myself, I can have one type of, life span. If I don't eat properly, if I don't have exercise, if I worry too much, if, I'm not careful about my health, I can have another lifespan. If I do Salih Rahim, or if I don't do Salih Rahim, if my parents are happy with me, if they are not happy with me, if I give sadaqah or don't give sadaqah. All these also are the same. In the same way that exercise can help, good diet can help, these things can also help. Many people can actually live much longer than they live. We have hadith that in Akhir al-Zaman, many people die before their ajal. Because as you know, we have a fixed ajal that you cannot change it. But also, we have conditional ajal. Many of us, we die before actually reaching our fixed ajal. There is no reason why we should live only 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So, what I want to say is, don't think qada is something which is predestined, whether you like it or not is going to happen and just you have to be happy with it. No. Your choice is very important. Based on your choice, something becomes necessary. But you could have made another choice. Also, your choice involves using other tools. It can be physical tools, spiritual tools, like dua, like Sali Rahim, like Tawassul, like Ziyarah. All these can help. With dua, you can get one conclusion. Without dua, you can get another conclusion. With sadaqah, one conclusion. Without sadaqah, another conclusion. In some of the lectures we had about Quran, when we talked about Lawh Mahfuz, we mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Yamhu Allahu ma yasha wa yuthbit wa indahu ummul kitab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may wipe out something or may affirm, and the mother of the book is with him. Ummul Kitab. Our ulama have explained this, that Ummul Kitab is Lawh Mahfuz. Everything which is happening in its very, very detailed and accurate way is registered in Lawh Mahfuz. If someone has access to Lawh Mahfuz, he would know all the events of past, present and future. This is Ummul Kitab. That is a level of presentation of Allah's knowledge. Allah's knowledge in His essence is with Him, identical with His essence. But also we have alwah, we have like tablets, which also reflect and represent His knowledge. The nearest one to Allah is Lawh Mahfuz, which has all the details in their final way. But then lower than that, we have what we call Alwahul Mahba wal Ithbat, the tablet in which something can be put temporarily and then erased. For example, it's written that this person is going to die tonight. But he gives sadaqah and then it changes. If you have access to Lawh Mahfuz, you would see the end result. But if you have access to these lower tablets, what you see is conditional. It can change. So sometimes we have hadith that Prophet or Imams or even previous prophets like Isa alayhi salam informed about something and then it happened in another way. And then they explained that this is because of that person giving sadaqah, for example. Like once Isa alayhi salam informed about death of a woman in the wedding night, but then didn't happen. Or Prophet ﷺ was with some companions and they saw a man going out of the city to collect some wood and some log. And the Prophet said, he is going to die. He came back, he was okay. Then the Prophet said, open the bag. There was a snake. So the Prophet said, what did you do? He said, I gave sadaqah. Actually, this was a kind of teaching people about the power of sadaqah. Yeah. So, if you see in your dream or someone like Prophet, Imams, Awliyaullah, even when they are awake, if they have access to those tablets which are mahwu ithbat, there is a truth in it, but it's not final. Yeah? But if it is in Lawh Mahfuz, the preserved tablet, the mother of the book, everything is fine. And you know, Quran, all divine books are also in Lawh Mahfuz. بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ. So, it's possible that something is decided conditionally, temporarily, provisionally, in one way, but still with dua, with good actions, with sadaqah, you can change it. So you should never stop, working to improve. الدعاء يرد القضاء المبرم الذي أبرم إبرامه. Even if something is fixed as qada, still this is fixed without dua. Dua can change it. The next issue, now we move on to the next issue in the third unit. It's about divine justice. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just in the sense that He would not do the least of injustice to anyone, anything. Actually, whatever we have is from Him. Therefore, we don't have any rights over Him. We cannot say, God is unjust to me because He has not given me what I want. Whatever you have been given already is a gift. If someone has given you everything, you cannot say you have not been just because you could have given me more. Yeah? No one has any right over God. If God has given me no child and has given someone else children, I cannot say you have not been just, because this is Allah's gift. He may give it, He may not give it. And maybe if He doesn't give you, it's better for you. Maybe He gives is better for you. Therefore, we say there is only one way of thinking of injustice of God. Can you guess? Normally we cannot think of injustice of God because whatever we have is a gift from God. But there is only one way. And that is, if God promises something as reward, for example, and then He doesn't give. Or if He punishes us for something that we have not done, this is then injustice. So, whatever He has given us in dunya, we cannot say this is injustice. But if He says, if you are a kind person, if you help others, if you do your wajibat, I reward you and then he doesn't reward, this is zulm. Because he has undertaken. It was not necessary for him, but he has undertaken to reward us, and based on that, we did something. If he doesn't give, then it's zulm. Yeah? Like, for example, if I say to someone, if you do these things, I give you some money. You could have said nothing, but when you say, and that person listens to you and does it, then there is expectation. Or, for example, if God punishes people for what they have not done, or more than what they have done, this is zulm. So, zulm in this sense only can be applicable to God, in the sense of either not giving the same reward that He has promised, or punishing you for something you have not done, or more than what you have done. This is zulm. And Quran is very clear that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not do injustice even to the slightest, even misqala dharra. You know, some people have said, if you want to understand what is dharra, what is dharra? Pardon? They say, imagine if you go to, for example, a bazaar. You know, have you been to bazaars? You know that they have roof. There are some bazaars that they have roof. You know, and then sometimes you see sun from, there's a little hole. Sun is shining. Everything is dark. Sun is shining. When that light, the column of light is coming, you see it's not even dust. It's smaller than dust. Those are zarr. You cannot even sense them or feel them, or, you know, say, for example, it remains on your hand. It's so small. Yeah? So, even to that extent, Allah would not do zulm. Okay? So, if someone says, why Allah has given some people more, we said this is not a matter of zulm. We discussed this before. Yes, you can say, what is the hikmah? Why He gives some people more, why He gives some people less? What's the hikmah? It's not a matter of zulm. And we explained this before. One question that many people ask, and this leads us to the discussion about discrimination, is that we see people are born in different conditions. Some people seem to be in a much more convenient condition for being good. For example, they are brought up in a good family. They have good community, good teachers. They have freedom to do good things, to learn, to practice. But some people don't have the same condition. Some people, for example, their parents are not religious. Or, for example, they don't have good teacher, good community. Or they are forced not to practice. They are forced to remove their hijab. They are forced, for example, not to have masjid. So, people seem to have no equal condition. How Allah is going to expect from them the same? The answer is Allah doesn't expect the same. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها. Yeah, in the Quran we have two things. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Another place, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها. Allah would not command you to do anything beyond your capacity, and also would not expect you to do anything unless He has given you. Therefore, sometimes I formulate it in this way. Allah would not ask you what you have done. Say, Maulana is saying something strange. No, I'm not saying strange. There is an ending. He does not ask you what you have done. He asks you what you have done with what you have been given. Okay? Imagine we want to test some people's, for example, intelligence and economical, for example, capability. We give them different amounts of money, and then we want to see what they have done. Maybe to one we give £100,000, to another person we give £200,000, and we say after 1 year we come and see how much money you have. So the one who has 100,000 has made it 150,000, for example. The one who has 200,000, has been given 200,000, has still 200,000. You cannot say, I am better because I have 200,000, the other person has 150,000. You say, no, you are not better because you didn't make any growth. That person has made 50% growth. So although he has still less than you, 100 has become 150,000. It's still less than 200,000, but you were given 200,000 and you didn't add anything to it. Therefore, for us, it's not possible to judge. For example, we have two alims. One has written 1 book, one has written 10 books. And suppose the quality of books are the same. Just one has 1 book, another has 10 books. Which one is rewarded more? We don't know. Maybe for that person to write that 1 book is more difficult than for the other person to write 10 books. One person has memorized whole Quran, another person has memorized only 1 juz. Which one gets more reward? We don't know. Because أفضل الأعمال أهمزها, the best of action is the most difficult one. In the sense that if you have to put more energy, it becomes more valuable. Allah knows. Maybe He knows that this person had very good memory and it was very easy for him to memorize the whole Quran. The other person had no good memory and in old age started to memorize. Even memorizing 1 juz for him was mu'jizah. So, we cannot judge. If we have been brought up in a religious family, a religious community, and we do our wajibat, alhamdulillah. But you see someone who is not doing completely everything. Don't think you are better than that person. Maybe that person has struggled a lot to reach even that level, and we didn't struggle. Everything for us was good. Everyone praised us. We were not brought up in a family that if we prayed, they made mockery of us. If we had hijab, they blamed us. Some people are in that condition. So, what is important is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His just judgment, He takes into account all different conditions that people have. He never expects from 2 people the same. Because He knows you cannot find 2 people exactly in the same condition. Everyone has different conditions, and for everyone there is a special way of judging. And it's only up to Him. We don't know. Never underestimate any person, and never judge that someone is not good. So, there is no worry about this issue that what happens to the people who are in different condition, because Allah appreciates from them every little things that they can do. And if they do little thing, that would have the same impact on their progress that if someone in a more comfortable and convenient condition does. Then we have a discussion about discrimination. What is discrimination? Discrimination is to prefer someone over another or some group over others for the things which have no relevance to this judgment. Okay? So it's not that every preference is discrimination. But if you prefer someone, in any case, because of the factors that don't bear on this, that's discrimination. For example, if as a teacher I give different marks to people based on what they have written in the exam, based on their class activity, it's good. But I give different marks to people depending on their, for example, relation with me. If someone is from my family, I give him more marks, better marks. If someone is speaking, for example, my own mother tongue, I give him more marks. Or if someone is from my religion, for example, I'm a university professor, everyone is from my religion, I give them better marks. This is discrimination. Because in marking, these things don't bear on. Yeah? But if you want to invite people, if you want to visit people, you start with your relatives. This is not discrimination. Because here to be relative is important. Okay? So, when you give preference, it depends on the case. Some reasons for preference can sometimes be relevant and sometimes can be irrelevant. You want to visit, you start with visiting your parents, your family members, your community members, but you want to give a position in the office. You cannot give it to your father, say, Quran said, Babil Walidain Ihsana, I want to give this position to my father. The same Quran that says you have to be kind to your father, you can give your life to your father, but you cannot give a job to your father when he doesn't suit that job. Or there are people who are more qualified. So you see, everything is different. Discrimination is to give preference to someone because of a reason which is logically irrelevant. One of the things that in history many times, unfortunately, has been used to put people into different classes and give them different privilege has been color or race. And Islam very much stood against this. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La fadla li'arabiyyin ala ajami." There is no privilege for Arabs over non-Arabs, or non-Arabs over Arabs, black over white, white over black. No privilege except the taqwa. If you are a pious Arab, okay, for your piety you get credit. But if you are just Arab, no credit over non-Arab. Or you are non-Arab. You say we are non-Arabs better, or they say we are Arab better. No, we don't have such logic. It's taqwa. And taqwa is something that if you have it, you don't then demand, a special treatment. Yeah? You cannot say, you must respect me more because I am more muttaqi. No muttaqi would say this. Because this is indallah. It's very beautiful. Inna akramakum indallah atqakum. So when it comes between us, I cannot claim any privilege. I cannot say because of my color, because of my race, because of my parents, because of my knowledge or taqwa, you must give me more, rights than I have. Quran tells us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually planned something from this diversity which was totally against racism. Allah says, Ya ayyuhan nas, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha. O people, we have created you from the same man and woman. You know, the fact that Allah is our creature first, and then we have the same father and mother as Adam and Eve, leaves no chance for racism. How can a human being say, I am better than another human being while our creator is the same and our father and mother is the same? If we were totally different, then maybe someone could say, it still was not acceptable, but maybe someone could claim. But when our creator is the same, our father, mother, they're the same, how can we say, I am better because of my race? إِنَّا جَعَلْنَاكُمْ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ وَأُنْثَى ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. Then we made you into nations and tribes. Why? لِتَعَارَفُوا, so that you can know each other, identify with each other. Imagine if 6 billion, 7 billion human beings, they looked the same. If you all look the same like robots, we could not understand who is my brother, who is my friend, who is my cousin, who is my neighbor. Everyone looks the same. You know, imagine how boring and how maybe impossible would be life if we all looked the same. There is a beautiful, colorful mosaic that Allah has created. This was just to strengthen our relation. We have this beautiful diversity. Unfortunately, we didn't get the point and we used it as a reason to divide and fight over each other. It's like, for example, you have made a colorful, beautiful, colorful picture, and then the part which is red starts fighting with the part which is blue, the blue with the green. I am better, you know, everything must be blue. The one said, no, everything must be green. But you are becoming useless if you don't recognize each other and want to have control. If all of it becomes blue, they throw it away. If all of it becomes red, this mixture is important. Inshallah, we continue this discussion. Inshallah, in one more session, we try to finish, inshallah, this unit. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.